Well, we've got Iolahyu on the line with us here. Good afternoon.
Hi, everyone.
Now, can you just describe a little bit about yourself, really, and what you do?
I recently found my way into my life purpose, and I found that is ministry.
Yeah.
Because I believe in turning no one away. I believe in welcoming everyone with open arms, regardless of what their background is, whatever situations they may have come from. None of that matters to me.
Yeah.
Overall, I just, want to be able to make sure that everyone has what it is that they need that, we were put here to, get.
Absolutely, and that's so important because the world seems to be becoming increasingly divisive, and we
Mhm.
need to just accept people for who they are.
Exactly. And that's the only message I'm trying to get out there. Don't worry
Yeah.
about what someone else is doing. Don't worry about if that person wants to wear a dress, if that person wants to wear a silly hat on their head. I don't care
Yeah.
what it is. It's none of your business.
Yeah. So how did you get into ministry then?
I've always felt like that was my calling, but
Yeah.
it's something that was never really discussed in my household. I had family members and stuff like that would go to church or whatever, but in my household, that wasn't something that was discussed. So I actually took it upon myself when I don't even remember how young I was, but I began just catching the church bus to church, or
Yeah.
I find a local church close by that I could walk to and just go and see, how it was. I've never been one to find a particular church to call home because I like to see, if I walk in here being who I am, do I feel like I'm at home? Do I feel welcome? Or what is it that I get? So even up until now, I'm 27 years old. I've gone to churches and you still get those side eyes and you get, what are they doing here type looks. And, it's just very uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
rather than even calling it a church or, a religious, bit, whatever, I go with the word ministry because ministry to me sounds like it's way more, inclusive. It doesn't scare people away when you say church because people think, oh, well, they're going to just, preach their beliefs onto me and all that. And that's what I want to get away from is
Yeah.
people putting their beliefs off on to other people.
Yeah. And I guess a lot of the time, that's what church is in a roundabout way. Most people in there believe the same things, don't they? Because that's why they're going to the same building.
Exactly. But I feel like that has caused such a divide in the world. I mean, I just
Yeah.
feel like, you know, everybody should be able to come together, have a good time, and not have to worry about, someone being outcasted or anything like that. I myself grew up feeling like I was an outcast, even though it may not have been that. It's just the way that people don't embrace others. They don't let
Yeah.
them be an individual. And I really want to be able to help improve that.
Yeah. And obviously, there are many forms of discrimination. Would you say there is a type that is the most bad of all, or are they still kind of all big issues?
They're all equal. Discrimination across
Yeah.
the board is just, I mean, who are you to, choose whether or not this person deserves to, shop at your store or,
Yeah.
come to an event? I think people have strayed away from love.
Yeah.
I think I've worked in the healthcare field for many years now, and the love isn't there. I've gone to churches, and even though, people seem to be welcoming, they can't wait to leave so that they can talk about you, those kind of things. And I just feel
Yeah.
like, what's the purpose?
Absolutely. And would you say there's a type that's kind of most common? Because I guess, for example, anti-white racism could be a thing in a very small scale, but it's nowhere near the scale of anti-black racism.
Exactly. Nor is it as big as, people against trans individuals or,
Yeah.
after 9/11, people were mad and upset about, the people from over wherever that was.
Yeah.
but it's just like we hold on to things so much. We fail to realize that in order for us to move forward, we really do have to forgive.
Yeah.
Nobody said you have to forget, but I always learn from every experience that I go through.
That's true, because a lot of the time you find that people will blame a whole group for a minority's actions, and that's not really fair at all, because actually it's nothing to do with the group that they're in that bad thing happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And your name being Iolahyu, is that your real name?
No, that is not my real name. I will be changing my name to that, but my real name is Deidre.
Yeah. And what does the name mean?
Iolahyu stands for I only love always and honorably you. And then I added in everyone else unconditionally.
Yeah, that's incredible. I don't think I've ever met anyone before whose name is going to be an acronym.
Well, here I am.
Yeah. What gave you the idea to do that with your name then?
My grandmother's name was actually Iola.
Yeah.
And once I started digging into my family tree, and I saw that, this name really, whether it had been changed to something similar or whatever, it still rang to the same tune. So I decided, let's break that down and let's see what we can make out of it. And that's how I came up with it.
Yeah, that's kind of incredible. I guess a lot of people, maybe listening to this interview, might be thinking if they could make an acronym out of the name they've already got.
It's possible. Anybody can do it. You just have to really go back. And it really started from just learning exactly where I started looking at different words, where their origin came from, and just stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, so I think I can do this. And then I just sat down and wrote it out. And next thing you know, I'm signing it and everything, learning it in cursive. So I'm like, yep, that's it.
Yeah. And did you have some sort of trial and error names along the way, or did you just nail it down immediately?
No, not really. I really got to that really quickly because, like I said, my grandma, she was the light of my world. And when I lost her, it really took its toll on me. But I really wanted to, come up with something that really complimented her name.
Yeah.
So that's what got me there.
Yeah, absolutely. And how would you say the best way to go about bringing peace to the world would be? Do you have any solutions?
That's actually why that's why I'm changing my name to Iolahyu. Because I've noticed that I have a funny story about a dog. It was a 3-legged dog, actually. Ooh. And this 3-legged dog had gotten out of its owner's backyard, and it came up, it had took off running. And then I said the word Iolahyu, and it stopped that dog in its tracks. It turned around. Yeah. And whenever the dog came up, it hopped up onto the car that I was sitting in, and it actually almost like it gave me a hug.
Wow.
And it licked me on my cheek and everything. And then the next thing I know, it darted off again because it saw its owner coming. So I got out of the car and I walked around, and I was trying to help catch her. It was a girl dog. And I said, Iolahyu. And whenever I said that, she ran to me again and she bypassed her owner. Wow. So that's why I am changing my name to Iolahyu, because I just feel like if a lot more people say that, it's really such a feel-good feeling.
Yeah, that's kind of incredible, actually. Was the dog's name Iolahyu?
No, her name was not Iolahyu, but she responded to it because it sounds so much similar to I love you.
Yeah.
And that's what we need in this world, is a lot more love.
Yeah, that is true, actually. So what's coming up for you in the future? Do you have any more exciting things in your life?
Well, I'll actually, hopefully by the end of this week, have my website up and running. Yeah. There you'll find a lot of different information on what it is that the ministry here does. I plan on, hopefully in the very near future, being able to, I have some clothing designs that I plan on putting into work. I'm looking around in my local area for a space to, open up a community center, a safe haven for those that feel as though there's nowhere else for them to turn. I want them to know that they still have an option. You can come here. You'll be welcomed with open arms. No soul is turned away. And I just want people to get back to loving people again.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are you up to for Christmas this year?
For Christmas, I plan on having my entire family, both sides, whether it's my mom and my dad's side together, and I just want us to have a really good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for that.
You can never plan too early for Christmas.
Exactly. Well, where are we able to keep up to date with you on social media and websites and everywhere that exists?
Awesome. I have a Facebook page. I have a personal Facebook page that I don't mind giving out. It is my name on there is Maray, Maray, and then Armstead, Armstead. I also have a new Instagram page that I haven't done a whole lot on, but there is a lot to come. And my Instagram name is Gemini T169. And soon I'll be on Twitter, but I'm not there yet.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks very much for coming on our show today. It's been great to talk to you.
And it has been great talking to you as well. And I thank you for having me on your show.